This is Leave Your Mark. I'm Vince Cortese, and today's guest is Amy K. Wilson. She is a career pharmacist and a nutritionist, so she's here to set the record straight on medicine through the pharmaceutical approach versus holistic using food and natural medicine. Amy, thank you for being my guest here today.
I am great. Thank you so much for having me.
Hi there, and welcome. Now it's time for America's favorite podcast, Leave Your Mark, with your host, Vince Cortese.
If it's fly, loose fitted, it's Cortese. If freezing, chubbers in it, it's Cortese.
Leave Your Mark is about inspiring the world, one guest at a time.
Pass the word from Brooklyn to Pittsburgh, from urban to suburb, it's Cortese, you heard?
And here is our host, Vince Cortese.
This is a long time coming for me because I've had a big battle with cancer. A large part of the learning curve was dealing with the diet and the level of disappointment I would experience based on the ingredients of food, and have somebody like yourself set the record straight on what we're putting in our mouths and how harmful it is. You're a career person, better at this, so we had to have you on.
Awesome.
How do you go to University of Toledo, pharmacy major?
Yeah.
Now, your career starts right now.
I was a young graduate from high school. I was 17 when I graduated. Pharmacy back then, pharmacy now is 6 years. It was 5 years back then. When I graduated pharmacy school, I was 22. So I went straight through, no changing majors or getting off track. I was paying for my own school. So there was no screwing around. Failing was not an option.
The discipline came in because you're a fitness instructor at the Louisville Athletic Club. Your love for sports, and now the pharmacy comes in. You're at the athletic club for a while. Your career in pharmacy and consulting begins to bite.
Yeah. So it's funny because I started teaching my freshman year at University of Toledo. I started teaching aerobics because it was a better job than a library job, which was boring. I thought, why not make money doing something I like? I ended up loving it. It's a passion. I taught all through college and then continued to teach. I moved to Chicago for a little bit and then came to Louisville. And pharmacy and fitness has always kind of coincided. When you're a pharmacist, people ask you questions all the time. They do. You're the first person somebody can ask a question. Same thing when you're a fitness instructor. People come to you all the time. How can I get healthy? How can I lose weight? So you have this dichotomy on both sides. You are the subject matter expert, SME. They always paralleled a lot. About 10, 15 years ago, they really started to intersect where pharmacy was helping fitness was helping pharmacy, and then I go in with the nutrition factor, and now we got a triple threat: nutrition, fitness, and pharmacy.
Your consulting happened right away.
Being a pharmacist consultant, for geriatrics has started in about late 90s, went back to retail, and then in the mid 2000s, I went back to pharmacy consulting. Nutrition consulting, I started about 15 years ago.
Now, those are two interesting, like you said, they complement each other, and then they have opposites. And it's like, as far as then, with your understanding of the two, how does this influence how you're going to package or position yourself moving forward?
I see the outcome of poor nutrition. I work as a long-term care consultant in nursing homes. I see what happens when there's poor nutrition, when you don't take care of yourself. And unfortunately, it's not a positive outcome. It's a negative outcome that someone has to spend the remaining years in the nursing home. When we used to think about nursing homes, we're like, oh, when they're 85, they're 95. It's very short-lived. Unfortunately, that's not true today. Now we have 40, 50-year-olds. So yes, are some things because of an accident or some other life-changing event? Absolutely. A lot of it is diabetes, heart disease, strokes, and some can be preventative. Unfortunately, I don't think we take preventative we just don't take preventative as, hey, look what I could do, or look what I could do if I change. We are a pill society. And I always say this, I'm a pharmacist who prefers you're not on pills. Pills have a purpose. But If we can do it without medication first, if we can try to do it with taking care of our bodies by what we put into it, how we exercise, what we do, that's a better option to save the medication for the last resort.
That brings me to the next question. Something recently popular is fasting. Why is eating less and moving more not work?
Fasting can be used as a tool. It cannot be used as a diet, and that's the problem. Intermittent fasting is good for, and when intermittent fasting, I mean fasting for 12 hours up to 16 hours. I'm not talking about 24 hours, 48, 72, week fasting. When you do intermittent fasting, that still helps decrease inflammation, it helps increase insulin sensitivity, decrease insulin resistance. It helps with autophagy, which is cell turnover. But you have to use it as a tool. And the problems that we use intermittent fasting, a lot of people do, because I do coach intermittent fasting, but it's used as a tool. When people use it as a diet and think that, oh, I'm only going to eat for 4 hours a day and I'm going to eat whatever I want. Well, if you're putting Twinkies and Snickers, Burger King, Pizza Hut, and overprocessed food, you're not doing your body any favors. Let me repeat that. You're not doing your body any favors. Will you lose weight? Maybe. But the problem is, I can tell you your lab levels are going to be horrible. Your body mass ratio, your fat to muscle is going to be horrible. What you want for the long term. I'm about preventing disease, decreasing inflammation. You have to do that with the right food because your body is one big chemical process. If you are giving your body the right ingredients, think of a car. Give your body the right gasoline, it goes far. Give a Ferrari regular gasoline, it's going around the block, maybe. So what we're doing, if you're tired every day, not feeling good, guess what? You're giving your body subpar ingredients. If you start dieting and you're not giving your body the amount of fuel that it needs, then especially for women, and it's also men, your body has to find energy somewhere. Our bodies are so smart. Its job is to survive. It will figure out how to survive. So you stop eating, hey, I want to decrease your metabolism, which is the last thing females want. We're like always think we have a slow metabolism anyway. But now your body is decreasing metabolism. Now it's taking your muscle, your lean tissue, not fat. Every program will say, you're going to burn fat by not eating. Bull. Doesn't happen. Your body's going to go from mostly muscle. Muscle is your metabolism. Muscle is your fountain of youth. Muscle is what's going to keep you from falling later. So you're taking all of that. You're eating less. Now, pair that with going to the gym every day and working out 2 to 3 hours. Where's the energy coming from? Your muscle, not your body fat. So now you're gaining weight or you're stuck or you don't feel good. And that is why that move more, eat less just doesn't work.
My book is now available on Audible. You can listen to it. Click the link below. I'm very excited. I got to read my book to you so you can go through my journey right with me.
Now, that brings me to another question. You mentioned there about this stuff happening to people at younger ages, which is in Gen X and millennials will wind up in nursing homes. So these are being raised on this processed food. So it's not a part of their life. It's been their whole life. Share with me why these numbers are going in the direction they are and these generations are at risk.
Well, so Gen X, which I am, so I'll be 55 this year. So you think about, I think it's 65 was when Gen X started. We started with having home cooked meals. Then it'd be 2 parents working, which is fine. We still had home cooked meals with even both parents working. It was a treat to go to McDonald's. It was a treat to have KFC or going out to eat. It was having dinner every night, cooking meals. My dad was a much better cook than my mom. We wanted dad to cook every night. And when we would go out to eat or have McDonald's, it was like a big deal because we didn't get that every day. Now, cooking at home is the exception. Everybody's getting fast food. The marketing people are geniuses. You're too busy to cook. You're too busy to do this. Let us pre-make you food. Let us put us in a box. All you got to do is add water. Let us make it easy so you can do everything and have food. We'll have the family pack just come through the drive-through. So we made food a convenience and we forgot to make food healthy.
Okay, now that being said, the fast food is a catalyst to inflammation. What do we need to understand about inflammation?
The way I try to explain inflammation is when you give your body ultra processed food, fast food, causing inflammation, it's constantly trying to get rid of this swelling, the inflammatory reaction. You're never giving it the break to say, hey, okay, we're done. Let's all go home. The episode occurs breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then it happens again and again. Your body is one big chemical reaction. We give it what it needs. Our body can do amazing things. It can heal, decrease inflammation. Our heart can pump better. We lose visceral fat, which is the fat surrounding all your organs. You might think about apple shape, and that's visceral fat. We can think better, sleep better. But subpar ingredients increase inflammation, the cornerstone of disease, diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, and dementia.
Now, I want to ask you, what is the balancing of the blood sugar and its importance? Because this is the conduit to the diseases you just mentioned.
People think balancing blood sugar, oh, diabetes. That's part of it. If someone has diabetes, they want their blood sugar balanced. But we all really want our blood sugar balanced. Just eat simple carbohydrates. The easiest way to explain simple carbohydrate is if you have something, pour water on it. If it automatically dissolves, it's a simple carbohydrate. So think white bread, cookies. You can still have it. You just have to balance. When you eat protein, fats, and carbohydrates, and I coach something called macro tracking. So your macros are your proteins, your fats, and your carbohydrates. And what we really want to look at as carbohydrates is not the simple carbohydrates, because carbs get a bad rap. It's the simple ones. It's the cakes, the pies, the cookies, all of that, the sweets. But broccoli, lettuce, fruit, yes, those are carbohydrates. Fruits and vegetables are carbohydrates. Whole grains are carbohydrates. All of those break down slower because they have something called fiber. When we eat a protein, a fat, and complex carbohydrate, we won't bring the blood sugar up as quickly as if we had a simple carbohydrate. So what we want is, if you look at a graph, you don't want the big peaks and valleys really fast, up, down. And that's when you feel that energy rush, tired. That's one way right there. You don't have to wear a continued glucose monitor, a CGM, or check your blood sugar. You can actually see how you feel to know what your blood sugar is doing.
I think that's commonplace now, too. You hear a lot of people fatigue.
Yeah.
They'll do something silly and go and grab a coffee at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, kind of thing. And
With sugar, with,
jump you up to bring you back down again.
Exactly. People think I want a flat line for blood sugar. True either. We have to go up and down. It's just the amount we go up and down. We want little peaks and valleys. We go up, we go down. Some things get a bad rap. We're very much all or nothing in this country. I have clients all over the world. It's interesting to see the same issues in Europe and Australia. We do need insulin. It's not the villain. It's the amount of release at a time. We can control that by not constantly having simple carbohydrates and these sugar drinks and the sugar rush.
Okay, now that brings me to your coaching. So when you're bringing on patients or clients and you're sharing how to balance their blood sugar and the importance of inflammation, the pill, being a pharmacist, right, is Ozempic.
Yeah.
So share with me, because this is a topic of conversation that's hot right now. And like you said, we're a pill society. Take a pill and the weight comes off. This is wonderful for some folks, but as a pharmacist, you know, both sides to share the good and the bad.
We have to be very careful with Ozempic and Mounjaro, Wegovy. We see celebrities, how much weight they lost, they had health. I'm not going to be on my soapbox and say, how could you do that? Because I understand the reason behind it. I understand why people want it, but we have to get beyond I want to be skinny. You think you've tried everything. I've tried everything and nothing works. You've tried starving, the 10-day diets, every diet out there. Diets don't work. You don't eat, you lose muscle mass, slow your metabolism, you start eating again, you gain weight, and it brings friends along every single time. And then I got food noise. That's why I want the Ozempic. The reason you have food noise is because you're not fueling your body correctly. Ozempic does turn that food noise off. The problem is with Ozempic is you stop eating. And everybody's, oh my God, sign me. That is what I need. But remember what I said, when you stop eating, your body starts using muscle. Your body has to find vitamins and minerals from somewhere. It's going to go for your bones. When you stop eating, you are increasing your frailty score. And what frailty is, if you think about somebody who's older, they're hunched over. The wind blows and you think they're going to blow away.
Mm.
That's frailty. We would rather see it in somebody who's 80 or 90. We don't want to see it in somebody who's 55, 50, 60, because when you're not eating, you lose your muscle mass, you're losing protection for your bones, you're losing your glute muscles that help you walk, stand up. You're losing bone mass, so osteopenia and osteoporosis. So we can't just look at, oh my gosh, I lost 3 dress sizes and I look amazing. We have to look at, what's the longevity of this? What happens not just in 6 weeks, but what happens in 6 years? What happens in 12 years? Is what you are doing set yourself up to be in a nursing home quicker? Most people are like, that's not what I want. I want to look good. Looking good takes a long time. And I know that's not what you want to hear. If you start feeling good in 2 to 3 weeks, and the looking good comes in about 12 weeks, it's not just a one-day process. It is from you start today and you do not stop until you stop breathing on this earth. And if you do it with nutrition and strength training, is it the longer way? Yeah. But is it the better way? And it's going to keep you out of the nursing homes. Most of us, especially Gen X now, we're all getting into thinking about retirement. And I don't want to be in a chair. I'm going to be walking up mountains. I'm doing everything active. And I think that is what people want, but they forget about that part because they're so focused on the mirror. It's changing that mindset of what's going on in your brain.
Sharing the experience. You have clients all over the world. I'm a cancer survivor myself. So somebody like you in my healing process and during the treatments, your information would have been vitally important to me. And what are any experiences that you've had with cancer patients and how did they go?
So I have several breast cancer survivors. I have another one of my clients, who's also a friend, had colon cancer. When they come to me, it's usually remission and chemo and radiation. We all know going through that kind of treatment, you don't have appetite. Your energy is waning. And if you have appetite, what you want is simple carbohydrates. You want comfort food. So most of the time they're coming to me and they're exhausted and the muscle mass has deteriorated. I help them get back on a healthy eating program. We go into getting back into strength training, starting very slow, starting very easy. And like I said, the body is amazing. Most of my clients were active before. Muscle memory. Once you start doing things, your body's like, oh, remember this. And they actually do a really good job about bringing back muscle and energy quickly, especially with the right nutrition and getting that appetite back and getting the food back and realizing that they're now changing that body composition. They're losing the body fat and replacing it with muscle mass. Those are some of my favorite clients. I also have gastric bypass clients. They're some of my favorites. When they start taking care of the whole body, it's amazing how much better they feel.
Can't stop the negative chatter in your mind? Find the tools to heal yourself and enjoy your life. Click the link below.
When the mind shifts on that too, and you're saying it's a feeling, and to feel that strength come back, having experienced fatigue, it's really a wonderful thing. You can't really put words to that. It's the idea of feeling healthy again and being in the game of life. It's truly rewarding. Now, as a pharmacist, do you see the current direction of medication? What part do you not agree with?
I still see a pill for everything. With the Ozempic, you go in the doctor's office, the doctors never had anything that they could help you with weight loss. It was like, hey, go stop eating 500 calories a day and get on the treadmill. So they gave you bad advice. Now they have a prescription. We still have that mentality. Oh, I have high blood pressure. I'll just take a pill. Oh, I have high cholesterol. I'll just take a pill. It's too hard to walk 20 minutes a day. No, just give me a pill for that. We're still very much wanting the Amazon Prime, get it in 2 days. We have a hard time changing our habits, doing something good for us if there's an easier way. I would love to see more of a preventative approach of Let's try to be in the best shape. There's still hereditary. People with high blood pressure, that's hereditary. There's people with high cholesterol, that's hereditary. That may not change. My dad, my grandpa, type 2 diabetes. I carry that gene. I work every single day to make sure that gene does not turn on. I have a choice. I just eat the cakes, cookies, pies, ice cream, and be like, this is my genetics. But your genetics is a blueprint. You decide if it pulls the trigger or not. And I'm planning for it not to pull the trigger. Even if it's pulled the trigger, say you have type 2 diabetes or you're pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, you still can possibly reverse that, or what we call the lowest effective level. You get down to the lowest amount of medication that you need, because unfortunately in the nursing homes, we have a polypharmacy issue, a pill cascade issue. You start with one medication, you're going to need two. That one's going to need another one. Now you have side effects, so you need another one. What's really scary is when I look at somebody who's in a admission review, the average number of medications are coming in is over 30.
Wow.
That is a full-time job to take 30 medications a day.
That's crazy.
I don't think anybody wants that. To do this program is too expensive. Copays for all that. How much is that costing? And what's that costing in your quality of life? To me, I'm cheap compared to that.
I agree with you that understanding how to control yourself, your cravings and discipline, the quality of the connection of the mind and body, when you let the mind make decisions for the body, you turn into a different individual. What has been one of your most rewarding experiences in doing what you do?
One that I'm very proud of, she came to me because I'm always on Facebook showing befores and afters and telling my story. I wasn't in a good place and was able to get myself out and decrease body fat and increase lean muscle mass. And she messaged me, do you think you can help me? We're totally two different lifestyles, two different body types, but I got to do something. Of course, she's lost over 100 pounds. The big thing is now she took her daughter who went to college this year, going around the campuses. She said if it had been 2 years ago, she would have had to sit and they would have had to come back and get her. She said she was running circles around everybody and able to keep up, if not even ahead of them. That's huge. How much did her quality of life increase? That's just crazy. And then I've had others who have decreased their blood pressures, other people who have got off their blood pressure medication. I have a client who has IBS, and we were able to get her off her $6,000 a month medication.
Oh my!
Just by by helping and getting her nutrition under control and the things that were triggering her IBS. $6,000 a month.
This is hugely significant. Now, when you're beginning with these clients, what are some of the key points they need to understand? You're going to put them in a new lifestyle. When it comes to food, it's such a mood swing and easy to stick with what they know. Okay, you're the expert, but I'm not going to do that. How do you deal with somebody who's going to resist your coaching?
What I hope is that they signed up, it's a call for help. They're like, I've hit rock bottom or I need to change. They need to understand it's progress over perfection. This is not Amazon Prime. It's not going to show up in 2 days. We are going to do baby steps. Every day is going to be a little bit more. Every day is a chance to improve on yesterday. And that's why I ask people, why are you doing this? If you're just doing it for the person in the mirror, that's not good enough. Maybe it's because you saw Alzheimer's in your family. Maybe it's you saw your parents with type 2 diabetes. Maybe you realize that this is not the lifestyle I want, that I want to be here for my grandkids. I get that a lot. I want to be here for my grandkids. And it's a motivating factor. Does that mean you're not going to have a chocolate chip cookie? No, this girl loves her chocolate. I love my chocolate chip cookies. I just don't have them every day. When you balance your blood sugar, if I had one brownie, you'd be like, give me the whole pan. Now it's too sweet. I just want a little bit and then I'm good. Things are changed when you balance your blood sugar. It also changes your dopamine, your neurotransmitters. So you start having better endorphins. You feel better. Anxiety goes down. Depression goes down. It's not crazy because it's science. When you fuel your body with the right stuff, that your body can start doing all the things that you were expecting to do in the first place.
So that was what I want to ask next. When they cross these barriers, be it a huge milestone or something they just did because they were told to do it, what type of a reward is that for them as a coach? What does that feel like?
I love light bulb moments. I didn't realize how bad I felt until I started feeling good. And what will happen is that something let's say there's an office party or something happens that they go and they're like, you know what? I just thought I would try to have this food again and just eat it. It's like, oh my gosh, I felt like I was drunk. I felt off. I felt achy. The joint pain returned or my migraines returned or I got a rash. And like, I didn't realize how good I felt until I felt bad. So they can realize they have the power to change and that food changes their body on how they feel. And that light bulb moment, that aha moment is priceless.
This is great. I could talk to you a long time now. Share with me where your current focus is and why.
A lot has changed in the last almost 4 months. And you can see the video, you can see yellow totes behind me. My focus is I'm retiring from pharmacy and focusing full time on nutrition coaching. We're actually going to be moving to Costa Rica. And the beauty is I can still coach because all my clients are virtual. So I don't have to have a brick and mortar. And I'm extremely excited because I can spend more time with my clients and I can be on the phone or Zoom or text and have more impact at keeping people out of the nursing homes and living their best life.
That leads me to my final question. How would you like to leave your mark?
Let's get people healthy. I don't want you in my nursing homes. I don't want you to have to worry about how you're going to pay for that or how your family members are going to pay for that. I want you to start taking care of your body today so that it takes care of your mind so you can be the strongest and happiest person. And that's how I'm going to leave my mark is that if I can help one person stay out of the nursing home, one person get their me back, get their mojo back, that's what I want.
For all the right reasons, Amy.
Thanks.
That's wonderful. I love those stories. Now, before we go, mention the most popular spot for people to find you first.
I would say 2 places. If they mention Leave Your Mark podcast, we'll love to send them a free 5-day blueprint. If you're an Instagram person, you can find me on Instagram at the Nutrition Coach Pharmacist. Or you can go to my website, Amy K. Wilson, AMYKWILSON.com. You can send me a message there. I do a weekly blog. So if you want to sign up to get my weekly blog, you can get information. It's all sorts of healthy stuff or whatever I see in the news that I'm going to be writing about.
We're going to be watching for you and seeing the recordings out of Costa Rica.
That will be changing quite a bit.
Thank you for coming by today.
Thank you for having me.
You just left your mark. Thanks for listening. Listen to more episodes on demand. Just click Leave Your Mark with Vince Cortese.
Listening to Leave Your Mark is a great way to start your day, enjoy your day, and end your day. The stories of these people are so heartwarming and fulfill you with giving you the mindset that you can do this too. Listen to this next episode. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it because this will tug at your heart like you just can't believe.